And welcome back to Warrior Lunch Break here on HBC TV 25. Time now to talk softball with head coach Greg Jones. And Coach Jones, we've got some milestones to talk about. We've been talking about one of them for a while now, Jordan Clement, and then the other one kind of snuck up on us. I didn't see that coming in the scorebook, but let's talk about Jordan Clement first and the fact that she broke Cindy Shuby's record of career wins, now 86 wins at Winona State.
Yeah, I'm very happy for Jordan. Obviously, last year when the season got cut short, at the time that was one record I thought would have a chance to fall, and then when the season got cut short, it obviously didn't. Jordan was willing and able to come back for a fifth year this year, and so I'm excited for her and to earn that, because that's what it's done. It's been earned. You know, she's gone out year after year and been an elite level pitcher for us. I think she was the freshman of the year and a pitcher of the year, and had a lot of accolades, come her way and fall upon her. But that's because of the success she's had, and those I didn't know that I would see that record fall. In my time here, I don't know that I'll see her record fall, because I hope she keeps padding that number. So it's a testament to her success. It's a testament to her hard work, and she certainly earned her way to the top of the pile.
Yeah, and the other odd thing, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Jordan also holds the school record in career saves. That's not a huge number in softball. She has 9 saves, so that's the school record, but she continues to do that because she picked up a save this week as well.
Yeah, I actually did not know that. So good for her. And again, it's, softball is different than baseball in the how we use our bullpens. But again, what that says is that she's, ready, willing, and able to come in and close out a tough game for us, like she just did yesterday. And so that is a great accomplishment.
All right. And then Katie gets 200 hits, which doesn't happen all that often. There's less than 20 Winona State players in the school history that have gotten 200 hits. So congratulations to her in that. Kind of your thoughts on that. I mean, we've talked about her as a leadoff hitter over the years when we were in the studio and now over Zoom. But she's just been this consistent force for you.
Yeah, it's going to be really weird next year to not write Katie Kolb at the top of the lineup card. I mean, for 5 years now, I have been writing that name at the top of the lineup card. And she just hasn't missed any time. And again, it's like talking about Jordan. Katie has earned that. She doesn't go to the top of the lineup card because she's not productive. Sometimes changing your batting order feels like, reshuffling deck chairs on the Titanic. But the one thing that's been a constant for us because of who she is and her consistency is Katie at the top of the order. She sets everything up for us. She always has. I think the biggest difference this year for her that we've seen is her mindset as a hitter is to be a hitter. And she's always a great on-base kid. She doesn't expand her zone. She doesn't get herself out. She's willing to take a walk. She's willing to work a count. But now she also has a mindset up there that she's going to drive in runs. And that, when you have the on-base percentage that she has and you start adding the contact level she's having with the hit total now, it's really an elite status as a leadoff hitter. But again, 200 hits in a career is tough to do because you got to get a lot of at-bats and have a lot of success. So I was so happy that both of them were able to do it this weekend and on the same day with you.
Yeah, and now she's 18th all-time in career hits, and she has a chance to set another record. I don't know if you're aware of this one, the games played record at Winona State, which, I mean, you've had a lot of kids that have played a lot of games. Lainey Van Zyl currently holds that record at 229 games played. Katie is tied for 5th all-time with 221, so that'll happen towards the end of the season, fingers crossed. But that's quite an accomplishment as well. As you were saying, you've just been writing her name at the top of the lineup card forever.
Yeah. Katie Kolb leading off and playing center field just kind of rolls off the tongue. That's just what she does. And I didn't know where she was in the games played because I just don't spend a lot of time with our numbers. But that probably is the I guess, least shocking thing that you could tell me, because that just makes so much sense, because she's literally played every game since she's walked in the door here.
Yeah. And then, I feel like we've kind of left Allie Nowak out, not talking about her all that much, although she's been another consistent force for you. She is 15th all-time in hits with 220, and she has a chance to be one of only 3 Warriors to have a career batting average over 400. She's at 414 right now, with obviously a handful of games left, or 418, I'm sorry. Molly Link has the record at 422, so I don't know if there's enough at-bats possible to get her over that, but that's a possibility as well.
It is, and Al's been out now for a month with a concussion, and obviously that's been a huge effect on our offense, because you take an elite level hitter like Al is and has been out of your lineup on a consistent basis. That's a challenge for your offense to overcome, and fortunately we've been, for the most part, able to do that, which is a credit to our kids. But it goes back to when we were speaking of Jordan coming back and knowing that some records could fall because of the season getting cut short. I felt both of those kids going into a year ago, when the season did get cut, really lost some opportunities to set some records. And because what all 3 of those kids have done is be consistently in the lineup for us for 4 years. And once you're able to do that, then that's when records start to fall, just because of time and commitment and talent. And Al's one of those kids that I thought, again, not knowing exactly where our record book was, you just felt like, as productive as she's been, that she's going to have a shot at the all-time hits record and the all-time batting average record, because of just how good she has been. Al's unfortunately been hit by the injury bug this year. She had a couple of concussions earlier in her career as well, that they just cause such long gaps in play time. You lose 2 or 3 weeks in this league, that's a lot of games. We're playing 6 games a week. And so if you lose a couple of weeks, that hurts when you're, and again, Al's not out there chasing records. She's just trying to be as good as she can be. But it does cost you in that regard, because you just don't get the number of at-bats that some of the other kids get, and some of the same opportunities. And we need Al back because of what she does for our lineup and how she balances things out and how productive she can be. But I'd also love to see Al and kind of where she can end up in the record books because of the career that she's had.
All right, let's talk about the games that you played this week. You said last week you were worried about Minnesota State Mankato, and then they were able to sweep you this week. It was the first time since 2018. Tell us a little bit about those games.
Yeah, the first game was a typical Mankato-Winona matchup. It was 3-1. The game came down. We had a shot at the end to tie it, and that's all we can ask for. And we tell our kids that all the time, that it's not about winning and losing. It's about competing. And if you have a chance to win a game at the end, that's all you can ask for. And some days you're going to do it, and some days you aren't. You might be winning a game and they come back and beat you. You might be losing the game and you come back and win. But when the game concludes, if you were in it in your last at bat or on defense, then that's all you can ask for, because you can't always control outcomes. And against Mankato, you're going to have that type of contest, and the names change and the years pass, but that rivalry kind of holds, that it's always going to be a tight game, and it was. And I thought we played well. I didn't think we played great. I thought we played very well. Ward did what she did against us. I think she averages 13 strikeouts a game, and we struck out 13 times that day. And it was just a matter of, we knew that she was going to win some battles. What were we going to do with the battles that we won? That we put in string hits together. But it was a good game, and in game 2 just got away from us early and often, and it was a little disappointing to see the final score on that one, because it just didn't look like we had a lot of fight in it. But again, you have to tip your hat to Mankato. They were coming off some tough losses on the weekend, and they came in with some really good juice and energy. And I told the team afterwards there have been some tough losses to them, and we've beaten them sometimes, and then they've come back and beaten us in the postseason, and that's all we can try to do is regroup and play forward and get ready for the next time we face them.
Yeah, and a game like that, 11-2, doesn't happen to you very often. So I'll only talk about that in going then to against Sioux Falls. you were able to kind of put that behind you. Jordan Clement, got the shutout in that game, 6-0 game in game one. Tell us about that series.
Yeah, I was really happy with how we bounced back, and not just on the scoreboard, but I thought our energy was good. I thought that we played well together. I thought we had really good focus. The kids are always more resilient than you give them credit for as coaches, because you're always worried about what we just did and what we're going to do and where their heads are. And we had a really good week of practice after the Mankato game, and I didn't feel at all like we were at a make or break point in our season. But just what you said, we're not used to getting beat like that, and but at the end of the day, they handled it that a loss is a loss. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. We just need to go out and get better. And one of the things we talked about was the power of how our mind perceives things, and that sometimes they become self-fulfilling prophecies. What you think can sometimes come true, and for both the negative and the positive. And so we dealt with some of that. We did some things to build our mental toughness throughout the rest of the week, and the kids responded to that really well. And I thought they played very, very well in that first Sioux Falls game. And it was, again, we got back to who we were. We got back into our style, was pitching and defense, and we got some timely hits and stretched out the lead late. And Joe pitched really well. Probably should have thrown a no-hitter. I call it bad pitch. And I was trying the second time through the order to kind of change her repertoire up, because I thought, well, we need her late in the game to go back to stuff. And she gave up a hit on probably her fourth best pitch of the day, and that's kind of on me. But she pitched really well and got the shutout, and I was proud of how we responded.
All right. Then game two was just kind of a tight game until the end, until they pulled away 9-6. I just want to move on because we only have about 3 minutes left in the segment. Then to your games against Southwest Minnesota State. Obviously, that's where a lot of the milestones were hit in game one. But then in game two, you had Emily Erickson come on to get her first career start in the pitching circle. What did you see from Emily in game two?
Emily gave us everything we needed. We really just you want to win, and 20-0 is great. But what we needed was a 2-1 win. Mm-hmm. We needed a mental toughness, grinded out win, where we had to hang on by the skin of our teeth. We hit 2 solo homers. And again, it's not about freshman, sophomore, junior, senior at Winona State. It never is. We're all just players. We're all in the same family. We're all in the same team. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, academic words. They tell me where they're at in school and how long they have of eligibility. But we had 2 freshmen hit solo homers and a freshman win her first game. And I think we needed that. We needed to see how holistic we are as a team. We needed to be able to battle and compete in a game like that against a team with a loaded offensive lineup. Emily did a great job keeping them off balance and keeping us in the game. We did just enough on offense to win, and we made some big-time plays on defense. We turned a big double play late in that game. They had a leadoff hit late, and we spun a 5-4-3 double play, which is as big of a defensive play as maybe we've made all year. And then Joe came in and dropped the hammer in the bottom of the 7th and got 2 strikeouts when we needed it to save that game. It was a much-needed mental toughness win for us.
All right, we got about a minute left. I think Saturday is your next game, so you have a little bit of time to kind of fix whatever you feel needs to be fixed. What do you do in this time now between now and Saturday to fix whatever you have?
It's interesting because we've practiced a lot this year. The schedule is just lighter than it's been because of COVID. There's only 44 games instead of 56, and we didn't go to Florida, yada, yada, all those kind of things. And so it's hard to keep coming up with different things at practice, because you want them to stay sharp, but you do want to continue to work on things. You want to get better. You want to improve on the edges. And so I think last night was really just felt like the weight got lifted a little bit. There'd been a lot of pressure. And so I think today is more of we're not going to practice today, give them the day off, enjoy what we did, and so that we can refocus Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and really kind of pick on what we need to get to work on. And we'll do that in the bullpen. We'll do that in the batting cages. But continue just to refine, the little things and work on the edges and stay sharp now without a game and get ready again for the weekend, because it's just every weekend's a grind in this league, and we look forward to having those battles again.
All right, well, good luck. It's Bemidji State on Saturday and then Crookston on Sunday, and we'll recap those next week. Coach Jones, thank you for joining us here today.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it.